Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Train Fever in the North Atlantic custom map, and it's 1898. The Mikado has just been introduced for the first time, and I have taken a couple of minutes while you were away to set all my lines up to auto replace on that front. Now, historically, what I would do is immediately set all routes to kind of replace at 25% in order to speed things along in that fashion. But no, this time around I've said they should wait till the trains are 100% aged before making replacements. As much as money is looking positive, I don't want to be throwing it away. Anyway, we start our story today here at Frenchton, which, for those of you who are paying close attention, will remember it's kind of midway in the North American super route, of which there is a better name pending. It's not making massive amount of money. In fact, I think it's a loss maker at the moment, but it's only been in place for a couple of years, so I'm going to, let that roll out. Likewise, I am running a heck of a lot of trains up and down it, so the odds of paying all those costs are pretty slim. The good news is that everything I've got so far is generating profit where it can. What were you packing? See, 9 people on board there, and Frenchton's properly busy. Yeah, 51. Yeah, Mega Route. Mega Route's a terrible name. Super Route's much better. Anyway, just about every train in the North Americas will be replaced with Mikados as time moves on. But as you can see from Frenchton, it's growing quite nicely. He says, pulling up a quick look at see which cities are the biggest so far. Harebear is number 1. I know, you wouldn't have thought it, would you? Which is just up here. Right, there's not even a lot going on. For a moment there, I thought that was 2 trains that were arguing with one another, but no, they're absolutely fine. Telman, meanwhile, is only down in 3, but remember that half of Telman thinks it's in Rhino, and that's where we're going to start today. I know, I said I was going to Europe, and I will go to Europe. I want to do one more thing with Telman before we head over in that direction. And it's an ugly thing that I'm going to do, but I think it's necessary. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of this. Just like that. Just keep it on the flat if we can. No, that's not flat, is it? No, it's not. Down. There we go. We'll put one there. Where else are we going to be doing this? No, I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing for a minute. So you can figure out what the scheme is here. It's not something I haven't done before. We have done this before. But before I head over to Europe for an extended stay, which is what's coming up next. Oh, this is going to lead to so much smoothing being required. And contrary to popular belief, I don't even like smoothing that much. Right, and then yeah, can we get a spur off here? Yeah, there we go. That's good. In fact, that can head all the way down here. Okay, so the obvious plan for those of you who have not yet picked up on it is I'm going to try and encourage. I'm going to try and encourage the town to grow in a particular direction, and that direction is towards the what's that looking like? That's looking flaming horrible. That's what that's looking like. Maybe if I were to I don't think that's any better somehow. Don't get me wrong, that's a nice bit of road. As much as we celebrate every piece of road in this game. Yes, no. So the idea is that given the AI's reluctance to cross rail lines, I'm going to try and box in the potential build in Telman using track. Now, and this track is going to serve absolutely no purpose at all other than to act as interference. Because if I can... No, let's not put one there. That shouldn't be necessary anyway. To be honest, if I can get it building down here, this is where I want it to start building. And then once I've got that, I'll continue to funnel it towards my stations. Although hopefully by that point it won't need further encouragement. And it's getting the goods. It's getting passengers galore. So with a bit of luck, it'll see some sense. No, I don't need to do that. It'll see some sense and expand the town out in that direction. Now, it's got plenty of expansion space. So who knows? But if this pays off, then this might be a means whereby you can create the town shape that you're actually after. And my hope is that I'm gonna spend an episode or two now in Europe. So with a bit of luck, by the time I come back, right, anywhere else needs sealing off. I mean, it's going to expand out here, isn't it? So let's make that an impossibility. And it's one of the things that SimCity always did really well is, and obviously Skylines does the same thing, is that by zoning, you only allow buildings to create themselves in a particular place. Now, I like the organic system that the Fever uses, but likewise, I do actually want a bit of control over it. Right, okay, that should... well, no, who knows what that should. What it will is I don't know, is beyond me. Anyway, back across the Atlantic, friends. Let's have a quick tour, shall we? So here we are down in the Mediterranean region. What have we got going on here? 55 waiting at Rowan. Helpy. And then here is the end of our, I don't know what you want to call it. What do you want to call it? Well, likewise, a bit more road here might aid the quest for passengers. How much are you going to cost me? Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. Right. Let's see if we can't... can we upgrade? Add, keep tram track, yes, and electric. Right, there we go. I suspect this, I mean, I don't know if this is going to help or not, but getting a few more tram passengers shouldn't be too difficult, given the distance that it travels. But at the moment, it's not going to be interested in travelling anywhere. Right, that's something like that, and there's something like this. Right, now, you build as you will. Right, meanwhile, let's have a look at one of our... Steady on. Let's look at one of our trams. There we go. No, that's not a tram, that's a horse and cart. They go a long way. I can't wait for some actual powered vehicles to turn up. That might speed up a bit of development. Anyway, here we go out to our second stop, which is, again, miles away. Now, once we've got proper electric trams running on here, I'm faintly optimistic that we'll get some business. In fact, I should have a tram stop here, given that there's bizarrely a couple of houses just set up. And then over there we go, someone's waiting. 10 passengers for the Mediterranean line. That's all right. And then over at Skipperchew, we've got another 3. All right, fair enough. All right, enough of this fanning around. Let's actually get something done, shall we? So today we're going to focus on Wikaki, given the kind of centralized location that it's got within Europe. And let's have a look at what I've built so far. So we've got the Southern European line. Let's have a look. I think we're running Borsigs on here still. Yeah. Not the fastest train we've got, if I'm brutally honest. Likewise, doesn't haul a whole lot of passengers. This is not going to be generating massive growth, and massive growth is what we're all about. Okay, let's pause things up. As much as I don't really want to throw these passengers away, I'm going to throw these passengers away. Yeah. Yes, because the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get Wikaki heading out to Morgantown, and then from there to Brian VA and Amersol. Well, not from Morgantown. I think we'll probably do an Amersol-Morgantown route. Yeah, there's lots of exciting things we can do here. But likewise, a Wikaki to Amersol route. This is going to be, I mean, whereas North America is going to be lauded for its many varied, hugely lengthy routes. I think Europe is going to have the more complex approach to things. Right, that's enough space to float a station. Let's go with a 4 tracker. Do we want a 4 tracker or do we want a 5 tracker? 4 will be plenty. And at some point, I probably, maybe I make a transatlantic TFV. That would be quite something. Right, there we go. That's colliding. I'm not entirely sure with what. What are you colliding with, chum? That's no good. That's colliding. Alright, well, let's move it then. The world is currently my oyster in this regard. I believe if you hold shift down, you can move more minutely. There we go. That looks good. We happy? Yeah. No sudden movements of the wrist. Click. And we're golden. Right, let's hook this up, shall we? Yeah, let's up the efficiency here. You might say, well, you're upping the efficiency by spending a ton of cash, are you? Well, yes, I am. But anyway, my hope as far as this southern European line is going to be to probably make it the first electrified route I run. Now, historically, my first electrified setups tend to be goods routes, but this time round we'll see about making our passenger route the first. Why is there a terrain alignment collision? There really shouldn't be. Likewise, I don't need this to be country road. I need that to be kind of internal stuff. In fact, let's just waste all of it and then lay it back in a minute. Okay, let's try that again. Nice gentle curve, please. A sweep in and a gentle and a what have you. There we go, on the outside of that. How do we feel about that? There we go. Swedish signals, obviously, because we've got enough Danish signals present already that we're just balancing things out by adopting, you know, ABBA as our national anthem temporarily. Right. So this is going to be the replacement for the route that exists already. I do need to get the road connection set up for the station, obviously, because that's the sort of thing that I'm properly professional at forgetting. Oh yeah, you've left yourself a minor challenge there, chum. Do you fancy doing a little wiggle? You do. That's pretty generous of you. All right, good. Oh, I'm not going to knock it. Now, we've got a train coming in. I think I've got space enough to adjust this curve. Because, I mean, the only curve that really bugs me is the swan neck, where you've overcooked part of it, so you have to go too aggressively, and then you end up coming back on yourself, which is no good to anybody. Right. Good. All right, now in order to make this work, so that should be fine. I need to put some signals in, but fundamentally that should just pick up where it was before. I'll have to check it in a minute. Likewise, something here would be clever. Equally, okay, right. Well, I've got a set of track here that doesn't go anywhere currently. Do we want it to go somewhere? I'm not convinced we do. In fact, I think what we'll do is we'll merge on, just so that the option presents itself later on. But to be honest, I don't think it's going to be needed. But hey, a nice bit of track merge is is a sight to behold. There you go. Something like that, and then something like this. And then delete this back a bit and a bit more, and then we'll branch it off here as well. Right, okay. I mean, again, this is probably unnecessary, To be honest, I suspect it's going to confuse the route I've already got, and it's going to go, oh look, this is a different corner we can take here. I go, yes, it may be, but it's not what I'm intending for you. Splendid. Excellent. Okay, well, you know, I mean, it is what it is. It's, I mean, that's my standard kind of merging track format there. It does lead to a little bit of queuing, but it does keep ticking, and that's the bit that matters. Right, so next up, we're going to, are we though? Well, actually, I want to do two things here. So I'm going to run this out kind of that way a little. And then from here, because I want to give it choices. You're not giving it full choice though, are you? No, you're not. Alright, well in that case, let's run it out a little bit more. So, yeah, I mean, basically, I want to run a spur between these two in order to kind of give myself maximum choice should I need to switch tracks at some point. So, something that's about as attractive as it's going to get, I think. Likewise, what the hell are you thinking? Because obviously then we need to merge on here and then immediately get over to the other side, because all trains travel on the right, unless you really do want to make life difficult for yourselves. There's only one of you. About that. Okay, right. So, I mean, that's the point set up in such a way that they'll work, but I mean, you're effectively blocking a whole slower track for quite a long way. I may need to give that more thought in the future, but I'm going to leave it there just as a you know, an aide memoire that is what I'm attempting to do. Right, we'll go a little bit further, and then I'll figure out where I'm going to put Morgantown Station. Right. So currently, what do we got here? We've got this chap who is ferrying coal. Good, excellent. But that does mean I need to think whether I'm going to go the right of it here, which makes, oh, I think that's tricky. I don't know. Something diagonal, maybe? It's going to make Amersfoort tricky to get to. Or vertical, which makes it tricky to get in. I think vertical is going to be the only one that makes any sense for kind of expansion out of this. Should we run 4 or run 2? Well, 4. Ew. Yeah, I think it's going to have to be 4 in case I decide to have kind of terminal stops here. Terminus behavior, let's say. Right. I mean, that's probably the place. I'm just going to need to get rid of a bit of this road, which is in use. Tree is a casualty of progress there. Unfortunate, but you know, progress. Right. Mash that in here. In fact, let's marry it to that bit of road. There. Good. Yes. Happy-ish. And then let's just continue this road motif just long enough to give the AI some kind of notion about what we're thinking here. There you go. See, I don't even mind that little kink in it. Right. Okay. Good. Nice. Perfect. Almost. Sort of. And then we're going to split 2 off this way, 2 off that way. Now, we could split the 2 onto the route that already heads out to Bryan, which is probably the smart thing to do. It's almost undoubtedly the smart thing to do. So if we head out, I mean, kind of, actually I want to go straight for a bit first. And the reason I want to go straight out for a bit first will make sense momentarily. Right, and then you go straight as well. Don't try and be clever. Don't try and read my mind and clip to the next track. I just need you to go straight, right, and then this one. Now, if this works, I'm going to kick myself for not having discovered it before I'd recorded 200 odd episodes of Train Fever. But by doing this, apparently the pillars will figure themselves out. There you go. Look, they figured themselves out. That's the way you do it. That is how you set up a bridge of this magnitude. Right. As long as there is space for pillars, pillars will be happening. So I need to, let's run that one out as well. Anyone else? Anyone else want to try and get under this bridge? Right, now obviously this bridge is going to be a major route. So I'm going to give it, you know, a major amount of space. Like that. And then a bit of this. No. How about a bit of that? Yes. Okay, this is clearly a green girder kind of playthrough we've got going on. Alright, yes, I'll take it. Where's the manager? There we are. Sold. And then we'll run this up to here. There is enough space. Hush your mouth. And then connect this up onto here. We're just going to make this area a bit of a traffic hellhole. But hey, that's the cost of doing business. Excellent. Right, and then I think, oh, I should have put another bit of road under there, shouldn't I? Never mind. See, this was just supposed to be an exercise in sticking up a nifty tunnel. Bridge. Tunnel's the thing that goes underground. Oh, yes. Ended up being a lot of faffing around with streets. So let's... So here's the aim here, is if we can get round, that's a 50-mile-an-hour turn, and we're almost going in the right direction there. Let's have a quick look. There's my spur. Yeah, it's almost a straight shot from here. Swedish, thank you. Right, you do the same. For my next trick, we're going to try and get over this station. We can't get over... Yes, you can. Quite. Right, let's complete the turn, which is another bit of a speed bleed off. And then let's try and get over this this bit of track and the subsequent road, up and over. You can't do it with track. No, you have to... Why can't you do it with track? Sure you can't do it with track? Pretty sure you can't do it with track. Okay, fine. I'm not convinced you can't do it with track. No, it's roads. Roads are the ones that will bend for you. Let's just double check. Yeah, right, okay. So I'm gonna have to try and fling it over manually, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to, given that it's a station. Something simple. That's already max height. Actually, to be honest, I'm trying to create too slow an incline there. Right, if I get to here, you up. Nope, never going to ramp over the top of that. What about down? Or under? Right, both under and over are a non-starter. There is the high potentiality here for this station to bite, the dust biting to be almost nearly soon. In fact, that's going to happen. Right, let's get him out of the way. Is he out of the way? Not quite. Let's get him more out of the way. Oh, yeah. What do we got? Tank car. Handy. And Fredericksburg Sporwagen. You see, I'm a big fan of the Fredericksburg Sporwagen. Some people say it's Stevensburg Sporwagens that are the number one for the Sporwagen enthusiast. Not me. No. Fredericksburg or get out. Right, let's stick a... Apologies, just a little bit of nonsense to keep you going. Right, where do I want to stick this then? We could stick it, that's miles away from anywhere useful. We could stick it over there, thereby not even slightly resolving how I'm going to fix this. Where are you coming from? You're coming in a straight line from up there, bringing a whole slump of coal. What about, how do you feel about being here-ish? And then the other one can See, crossing rail, I'm going to need a bridge is what I'm going to need. Either that or I'm going to need this station to be very high up. And you know what? I'm going to leave it there and we'll figure that out in the next episode, because this feels like it's got, you know, a good chunk of interest involved in it. So, yes, back in Europe. Whoa. Hey. Thank you very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Chuck us a like if you enjoyed this one. And you may notice that we're about to pick up the tempo on this series. So, yes, brace yourself for maximum enjoyment. Thanks for watching today. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll catch up with you very soon. Cheerio.